Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. You are tuning in to the live commercial real estate cold calling, and we come to you live each and every single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to show you that if you can learn how to master the phones, you can end the financial roller coaster of real estate. So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you very much. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Greatly appreciated. You guys coming to us, coming in, watching us live each and every single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am cold calling a list of retail and industrial properties today. Let's see what magic we can make happen. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I always appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you can, give this a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate that because it helps the algorithm. So let's get started. I got the list already loaded up. I'm ready to go. Hey, Mary. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Mary. My name is Henry, and I was calling you about a building you have on Highway 22 in Hillside. How are you?
I guess you got a button number.
I have. Is this not Mary? Okay. I guess I have the wrong number. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. We're going to start off with the wrong number. It's all good. Thank you for tuning in. So, a couple things I wanted to talk about today. Got a couple interesting things to rip on. So, again, thank you for tuning in. We come to you live each and every single Friday. To commercial real estate call, please give a thumbs up. You enjoy the content. It really does us out. We come to you live each single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But let's get on to the business, right? Let's talk about some business. So, a couple of things that I've been thinking about recently are the following. Number one, if you have not yet registered for the business planning and goal setting workshop that I have coming out on December 13th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you do register for that. That is in all across my social media platforms. If you have any questions, you can email the same email here, which is info@henryeisenstein.com. We will send you the link. If you want to kick off 2024 right, you got to get a business plan. You got to set some goals. You got to put some things in place to make sure you achieve the goals you're looking to achieve. Okay, so that's number one. So if you have not yet,
at the tone, please record your message.
All right, that's that was number one, right? Number two. There are more opportunities out there today than there have been in the past, right? What I mean by that is this:
want to leave a message.
Is if you are skilled enough today in this economy right now, where you have all the amazing tools at your disposal, at your fingertips, right? You have all these incredible tools, where you have auto dialers, you have all this crazy software to get people's phone numbers, you have AI tools, you have all these different resources out there. You got a script book that tells exactly what to say. Like, it is now easier than it ever has been before. There are more opportunities out there than there have ever been before. And there's still not that many people doing the daily activity that is required. Right? So let this be a reminder. Hey, Daryl?
For more options.
Or not. Let this be a reminder that if you are determined enough, right? If you are crazy enough to be and consistent enough to think that you could be successful, this is the opportune time to do so. Hey, Glenn? Glenn, you there? Nobody home. Like, let this be a reminder, man. Like, this is the time where if you just put in the work, right? If you can master the art of the phones, you can make a lot of freaking money in this business. Okay. I mean, every single deal, which is kind of mind-boggling. Okay. Every single deal that we're working on today is like a minimum commission of like $50,000. Okay. It's like, think about it like this. I never, ever in my life would think that I would collect a check that was the entire amount of money that I made working my corporate job, right? Years ago. And the fact that now we have this opportunity where every single check that comes in is $50,000 and above, right, is mind-boggling. But that is commercial real estate. Okay? Hello?
When you have finished recording, you may hang up or
I actually love that street that property is on. Anyways, so it's like I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude. My fiance and I were talking about a few things the other day, and just so much gratitude for the, like, especially for like the industries that we're in. and the opportunity that we have in front of us. It's like, think about how crazy it is right now that you can pick up the phone just like this, just like I'm doing. Someone can just answer the phone. We have a nice conversation, nothing too crazy, right? You use my script book, which is in the description, for free. And it's like, you have a decent conversation. They might be open to selling. They might not. But if they happen to be, right, because 1 out of every 10 people you speak to is probably more likely than not. And if it's not 1 out of 10, it'll be definitely 1 out of 20 will be at least open to selling their property. And it's like, okay, if that deal goes through, which let's just say third of the time it happens, right? So that means on average, at a worst case scenario, right? Horrible, terrible scenario, right? Like as in they're going to sell it eventually, right? I'm not saying that you're going to be a part of that sale, but that could mean somewhere between 1 in 60 or 1 in 100 people you speak to are probably actually going to trade, like that property will trade hands in the next, call it 12 months. Okay. Because there is a turnover, right? There is a vast level of turnover in the commercial world. There's a lot of properties that are trading. So it's like, okay, well, if you knew that 1 out of every 100, if you want to be ultra conservative, 1 out of every 200 conversations that you have, conversations, people, okay, not dials, to 1 out of every 200 conversations you have, okay, roughly, there's going to be one person out of all those 200 people where that property trades in the next 12 months, okay, which is wild to think about. Because that's how many properties are trading. Like there's thousands upon tens of thousands, if not millions of properties every year, even in this ridiculous environment that are trading. Okay. And by the way, if you need help selling those properties, you can email us at info@henryeisenstein.com at the email down below. But I want this just to be a reminder. It's like, I have so many people who are reaching out to me, and not only with deals, but like they're saying that they're struggling in this market right now. I'm like, listen, even if, okay, let's just say you hated cold calling. Okay. Which, by the way, in the comment section below, let me know if you love cold calling or hate it. Are you for it? Or, you thumbs down, thumbs up? Do you hate cold calling? Do you love cold calling? Who's with me? All right. Who's my cold calling group? And who's the anti cold callers? I'm just curious to get some feedback. So, hey, Manuel.
Press 3. If you'd like to leave a message in the general delivery mailbox.
Hold on. We're
please
deleting a
press
number.
0.
We're deleting a number. So it's like, okay, even if you hate cold calling, you literally, okay, this is what's mind boggling. You can go on LoopNet. You go on LoopNet. This is how cool this is. I'm going to do this now. Hey, Harvey. Hello. Nobody's on. All right, watch this, right? I'm going to blow your minds. You go on LoopNet. This is how crazy this can be. And, well, Scott, I appreciate the honesty. You are for cold calling, but it's tough to be consistent doing it. I appreciate the honesty. And trust me, I want you to know, like, it's just like anything else, right? Like, it's just like anything else. What I've tried to teach is that cold calling needs to become a way of life, right? Where it's like, it just becomes part of the normal routine, right? Just like prospecting at any level, it just becomes a part of the normal routine, right? So it's like, and of course I get logged out of my dialer. I'm logging back in, people, so be patient with me. So it's like, it just has to be part of the normal routine of life, right? Where like every day you're just going to get on and like, just like if you make yourself a cup of coffee in the morning or you brush your teeth, right? You're just going to do an hour, 2, 3, or 4 of cold calling. I mean, like, I know it sounds easier said than done, but that's the mentality we need to have coming into this business, right? Sorry, I'm just logging back into this dialer. Pin number. Here we go. So, right, like it just becomes part of the way of life. And I'm not saying by any means that I love cold calling, right? Like I'd probably rather be doing anything else. Probably do anything else besides making cold calls. However, at the same time, I know what if I can just stay consistent, because I've been making cold calls just about every single day. I'm not going to say every day, but at least 3 days a week. What's going on, Josh? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. I've been probably making cold calls at least 3 days a week, every week for almost 10 years.
Myself, you know what to do. You don't.
Right. So, and I want you to know, like, I'm not perfect at this, right? Like I'm being honest here. Like I'm not perfect at this.
8, 2, 1.
Where like there is like I just said, there is, that means 4 days a week I'm not making calls, right? Which is not today, right? Like today I'm a little bit more consistent than I have been in the past, right? Because there was a period of time where I was very not into being consistent with it, Okay. I was, making $1 million a year without working so hard. So I stopped making a lot of cold calls. So, which kind of set me back a little bit. Right. So now I've said to myself, 5 days a week, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I'm just going to make a minimum of 2 to 3 hours of calls every day. Minimum, right? I might make more. I might stop at 2 hours, but I need to make 2 hours of calls every single day. That's my minimum standard. And hey, Jessica,
please leave your message for 9.
Hopefully we get some decent pickups today. That would be great. And by the way, if you're not doing our little post-its,
If you know your party's extension, you may
we do our little post-its every day. So make sure you're writing down your post-its. I wrote down 3 leads, 2 letters of intent, and 1 accepted offer. That is my goal for today. I want 3 leads, 2 letters of intent sent, and 1 accepted offer today. And then I have my goals down below, which you can see down below. It says $20 million a year, $10 million cash in the bank. And then I got my little thing at the end, which says win the day. Okay. Win the day has been on my phone a lot, but I actually took it off to add. I got a lot of my goals back here. Let's see if I can do that. Can I show you guys my goals? Is that possible? Hold on.
Hello. We are not a
No, I can't do it while I'm on. Oh, there you go. So I have all my goals back here, right? So I have all my goals. I have earn $20 million a year, $10 million in the bank. I want to be a great husband and great friend, have $1 billion under management. Oh, hold on. Hey, Sal.
hello.
Yeah, hey, Sal. My name is Henry. I was calling you about the building you have on Highway 35 in Ocean. How you doing?
This is Sal. About Sal, why don't you just text me your phone number and your name and what building you're looking at, and I'll forward it to him.
Okay, sounds like a plan. I'll shoot you a text shortly.
How'd you get my number? How'd you get my number?
Honestly, I'm just calling off the tax record, so I guess you're connected to it.
Well, isn't there a number on the sign?
I'm not calling on a sign. I was just calling on the tax records. So
you just look on tax records. Is it for sale, the property? Or
no, it's not. No, it's not for sale. I just need to move some money for tax purposes, and was curious if you might sell it.
No problem. Give me all your information, and I'll forward it to him, and he will call you back.
Thanks, my friend. I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Send it over.
Okay, we'll send him a text message to see what happens. But anyways, I want to show you more of my goals here. I have $1 billion under management. Work 100 hours a week because I am committed to my vision. Why does it keep going out? That's annoying. $1 billion. Love to work out. $1 billion in cash raised. 5,000 coaching students. $10 million in pending commissions at any point in time is my goal. Hello.
trying to reach is not available.
I can't believe this shuts off so fast. And then and then the bottom one says 200 agents recruited. So I have my goals right on the back of my phone. Every day I'm looking at it, right? So I'm freaking focused.
The person at extension.
But anyways, if you are passionate and want to do better in 2024, right? If you're excited, passionate, committed to doing better in 2024, make sure you email us at info@henryeisenstein.com. There's the scrolling bar here. You'll see the email, info@henryeisenstein.com, and we'll make sure you get signed up for the. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah, hi, Joe. My name's Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on Springfield Avenue. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you soliciting me for something? I'm not advertising anything.
I know you're not advertising anything. I run an investment company locally, and I'm trying to move some money for tax purposes. And I was curious if you might consider selling the building you have on Springfield Avenue.
No, absolutely not. It's my retirement. I've been holding on to it for a long time.
Oh, well, I don't blame you. I mean, do you have any other properties you might consider selling other than that one?
No, I have 5 properties, but again, that's it's all for my retirement in 3 more years. So
God bless.
I'm sorry.
No. Hey, look, I that's what we're all looking to do. So I understand. God bless you. No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Take care.
Bye. So what's interesting about these situations, by the way, is he's not looking to sell anything. He's need to keep it for retirement. I'm going to keep his information, and maybe I will call him up and he can sell everything and he can retire on the money and he doesn't have to manage anything. Right. So I'm just going to keep his information, and I'm just going to have a note to call him back in a year, and then once a year, every year until he might consider selling. All right. So just give me a minute here. Weird. Saving a phone number, and we're good to go. So anyways, if you want to tune into our business planning and goal setting workshop, make sure you do so. All the information is all over the place. If you need support, you can grab it anywhere. Or you can email us at info@henryeisenstein.com and we'll make sure you get registered. It is free for virtual tickets. If you want to come in person, it's a really cheap tickets, like 40 some odd bucks. Anyways, super excited to have you guys. That will be an awesome event. And especially if you want to crush 2024, this will help you get everything you need to have in order to make sure you have the best year of your life. Let's keep cold calling. By the way, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat box down below. So drop them in the chat. If you have any questions, if you need any support in regards to cold calling, follow-up, business, sales, marketing, you name it, underwriting, make sure you can drop it in the chat.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of Leah Drive in Fairfield. Hello, can you hear me? I'm going to call her back. I'm just going to call her back. We're going to see how this goes.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of the building on Leah Drive in Fairfield.
What?
I might have the wrong number. Do you happen to have a commercial building on Leah Drive in Fairfield?
No. You have a wrong number.
Wrong number. No worries. Have a great day. Okay. Just wanted to confirm. Again, if you guys are tuning in, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm. We really appreciate it a lot. Our goal today is to have a couple great conversations. Maybe I'll make some offers. Make some live offers. I love doing that. Hello, Frank? It's not Frank yet. And they hung up. We're going to keep it going. So what happens is that we pull lists from different softwares.
Customer you have called is.
We pull these lists from different softwares. We clean the list through a scrubbing software, which allows us to get all the correct phone numbers or as correct as possible that you can get at this point. And then we put it into an auto dialer, and it allows me to be hands-free and dial the phone. So makes it a lot easier for us. Thank you for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions, you can drop a comment. Very interactive sesh. Love to be able to support you guys with whatever business you're doing. Again, I'm here to support real estate investors, realtors, wholesalers to basically help you build an acquisition.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of the building on Essex Road in Tinton Falls.
Why are you looking for the property owner? It's not for sale.
I know. I run a small investment company locally, and we're looking to move a couple of dollars for tax purposes. And I was just curious if you might be totally against selling the property.
I don't have any room at the inn here. We're not selling. We're not renting. Nothing.
Yeah, I wasn't looking to rent at the inn, but I was looking to possibly buy the building. But is there a number?
I have absolutely no interest.
No interest. Gotcha. Do you have any other properties you might consider selling other than this one?
Not at this time. But I appreciate the call. But not at
no
this
worries.
time at all.
No,
Okay?
hey, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So one thing to keep in mind, when you get these types of phone calls, which they're not interested in selling, totally fine. Okay. I'm here to facilitate transactions when they want to sell. That's okay. Right. I could try to quote convince them otherwise, but that rarely works. Right. So what I try to do is that before I let them go, which I'm not saying like, I'm saying before I turn on, move past their contact information in the dialer, I want to look at the property real fast and I want to see what it looks like. Like, what is it? Right. I want to know exactly what I called on, because even if they're not interested in selling right now, which is totally fine, no problem, I want to know how motivated I need to be to call them back and get them back on the phone and eventually have them sell. So, I mean, I like this property a lot. Let's see how big this property is actually. It's a nice little industrial building. How big is it? That's my thing. If it's 10,000 feet, I'm not calling them back. No, 34,000 square feet. Okay. So what happens in this instance here is that I'm going to call her back. I'm just going to add this to the notes. Give me 1 second. So I like the property a lot. Okay. And the reason what I do here is that depending on what kind of property it is, I will try to spend more time doing a little bit more research than if it's a property that doesn't make any sense for me to even keep in contact with at all. Like a 10,000 square foot building is going to just be like almost a complete waste of time. Um, so this is going to be a 12-month campaign, and I'm also going to keep a note here to say call at end of 2024. The same thing with the other guy. I'm going to say, well, you basically call him once a year. That's the purpose of it. All right, let's keep it going. Make sure I'm unmuted because I've done that 100 times. What mic am I using? I am using the Tonar. You can see that. It's like $30.
Good morning, Adler Development. Denise speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Denise. I was looking for Josh, please.
May I ask who's calling?
My name is Henry Eisenstein. I was calling him back about a building he has on Grove Road.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Thank you. You can buy this on Amazon for like $20, $30. I have like a $300 microphone in my closet, and the whole boom and the whole beautiful thing and the desk that I have here is very difficult to attach it. So I just don't use it.
Josh.
Hey, Josh, my name is Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on Florida Grove Road in Perth Amboy. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. So I run a small investment company, and my partner and I are going through a 1031 exchange. So I was just reaching out to a few local owners to see if you'd be totally against selling the building.
Totally against.
Okay. Do you have any properties you might at least be open to hearing an offer on?
I'm not a seller. I mean, you'd have to be paying something that just doesn't make any sense economically.
I get it.
Sell real estate.
I definitely get it. So, I mean, do you develop or do you actively buy in the area, or what's your game plan?
Yes. Both.
Okay. I mean, just because we come across a lot of stuff that I just do not have the financial means to take down myself. So, I mean, I end up bringing it to a few friends of mine, but love to, do you only buy industrial or do you buy anything?
I own 800 units multifamily. I just haven't been excited about the investment returns on that stuff. I haven't been expanding that side of our business lately.
Okay. So what have you been focusing on lately?
Industrial.
Okay. Go.
I just finished 470,000 square feet. I'm in the process of approvals on 120 in South Plainfield, 140 in Deptford, 506 in Burlington, 198 in Burlington, 172 in Burlington, 375 in Mount Olive. So, got a lot of stuff.
A lot of development. So, and then
I'm always looking for more.
Okay, so then why don't I grab your email, because I have a few things that I could definitely send your way on the development side.
Great.
Okay, great. I will. I'll send you an email shortly. And again, like, this is just for development. Do you just want to make sure I'm understanding? If I had a friend of mine who like basically gets all the approvals set up, is that ideal for you, or would you
buy somebody else's? I don't want to buy somebody else's approval because they have done it with a different motivation and probably not nearly as well as I would have. And I don't mean that I put my pants on two legs at a time. I don't. But I'm very particular about it.
I understand.
And I'm not interested in buying somebody else's. They're going to put 10 pounds in a 5-pound bag because they're getting paid on
per square foot
site. I'm going to do it the right way because I'm going to own a building long term.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay, no, I definitely get that. And then
I'm not interested in buying somebody else's approvals.
Got it. So in a perfect world, it would be, I want to bring you dirt in an area where the zoning allows for industrial.
Yeah, and look, I'm good at approvals. I'm good at environmental. I'm not good at overpaying.
I get it. I get it. Well, listen, you know what's funny? So I randomly got off the phone with somebody with a very interesting parcel in like the New Egypt, Wrightstown area.
Yeah.
So very, very interesting parcel. I think it's like 13, 14 acres or so. Zone for industrial. Might be in the, they don't have any approvals yet. And I think we can get a pretty good deal to build over 100,000 feet on, well over 100,000 feet.
Yeah, but that's in the middle of nowhere.
I definitely listen. All I know is that
Hard
they're.
with-
I literally spoke to them like 2 days ago, and they were very motivated to sell it. And I get it. I know it's not a, prime location to put industrial buildings by any means, but in a perfect
Well,
world,
I looked at I worked at a deal at one point in right on an old it was a mall that had a fire and is falling apart, and but there's no sanitary, there's no, it's not in the source service area. The town doesn't want you to put it in the source service area, so you're stuck on septic. There's no water. They don't want you to take the water from another town.
I get it.
It was a hot mess, and it just isn't. It's a mediocre location.
Yeah.
Now that's right in Wrightstown, so I don't know if this is exactly, but when you start to say Egypt, then you start to go further east, and now you're into hang on a second. Sorry.
It's okay.
1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on the other line. Call you back. I told you that I did. I'm on the other phone. Yeah, I said that. I said I could do either. Okay. Oh God, sorry.
It's okay. So I'm just taking notes for you. So it sounds like you want to be in A-class areas where you can get dirt at a very good price, where you can build some industrial property.
Yeah, and look, the hard part is if it gets too small, the soft cost and the cost per pound, the cost to build a small building is much greater per square foot than it is to build a bigger building. And it's hard to look at stuff if it's really small out on its own.
So what's a minimum acreage that you'd like? What are you seeing?
As you go further north, you can afford to do smaller sites. As you go further south, you got to be in the 15 to 20 acre range.
So north,
and also my office is in Edison, so if it's around the corner from me, I can also probably get away without a job super and somebody on site because somebody just runs back and forth from the office there. Once it gets further away, now you got to and whatever.
No, that makes sense. So just to make sure I'm hearing you correctly, so
everybody wants the criteria, and the criteria is it depends.
I definitely get that. I definitely get that. I just don't I know, look, I know how to underwrite properties enough to at least know that it's not going to make sense versus it might be something at least to look at. Right. So, for like South Jersey, so South, just cause I don't want to send you stuff that's going to be a waste of time. So like what, 10 or 15 acres you said in South Jersey, roughly?
I think once you're truly down there, you got to be at least at 15. Because by the way, today you're now subject to all the new DEP regs, and all the new DEP regs mean with all the stormwater regs that you have, you're probably only getting 30% yield today.
I get that.
Every basin every 2.5 acres has to be its own basin. There's a whole shitstorm set of regs that have really changed the game, and a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I get 50 acres in South Jersey, and then in North Jersey, you can probably get away with what, 8, 10?
Yeah, I sort of think of 7 and above.
7 plus. Okay. Well, listen, Josh, I appreciate you a lot. I will, I'll try to get an email together sometime, as soon as I can, and then just at least put a few things in front of you and see what you think.
Sounds good. Happy to look at stuff and always, say yay or no.
Awesome. And then for a phone call back, should I just call your office number, or do you have a more direct line?
I'm here a lot.
I get it. All right, then I could just call the office. That's fine. Sounds good. All right, Josh, I appreciate you a lot. Enjoy the weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Yeah, so this guy has 800 apartments, and he's over a million square currently of industrial property. So great lead. Love speaking to people like this. Just taking a quick note here. One second, and then we're going to move on to the next. Okay. Here we go. Let's keep it going. Let's give that some thumbs up. A great lead. Let's give this video some thumbs up for that. If you have not yet given this a thumbs up, that deserves a thumbs up. Getting a buyer lead who he's got 1 million square feet.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, I'm looking for Monica.
Speaking?
Hi, Monica. My name is Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on Northwood Avenue in Linden. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you. I run a small investment company locally, and we're trying to move some money for tax purposes. So I was just curious if you'd be totally against the building.
Henry, you need to mark your records. This is like the third time you've called me, so we've had this discussion before.
Oh, the 7-Eleven, 195 still. Yes,
There you go.
I got you. Okay, no
Thank
worries.
you.
You got
Have
it,
a good
Monica.
day.
Thank you. Bye. Blame number. She wants like twice as much money as the building's worth. Not even close to worth it. But it happens. I think I've called when I think I've called every single person in the entire state of New Jersey.
You've been answered by the voicemail of Dover Zero.
We're going to keep going. Yep. Anyways, she wants 195, and the building brings in like $90,000 a year in net income. So she wants like a 5 cap. I think it's like what, 95 grand or something like that. And she wants a 5 cap on a building that just nowhere. It's a 7-Eleven, but no one's buying a 5 cap. I think I offered her $1 million last time. But I just have no interest in trying to make her sell the property for much less money than she desires. She has no interest in selling. You know what's interesting is, like, listen,
Right now,
the world of commercial real estate for investors, realtors, wholesalers, whatever angle that you are, when in the world of acquisition, right? Our goal is to take somebody
Forwarded to an automated.
is getting somebody that you're speaking to over the phone who's possibly open to selling, to then sell for a price that's fairly appropriate, right? That can make sense. It could be a win-win, right? Hey, Will.
Hello. Yep.
Yeah, hi, Will. My name is Henry, and I was calling you about a building you have on US 9. How you doing?
Good.
Great. So I was.
I don't want to be rude, but I get 1,000 of these calls a month, and we're not selling or buying anything.
Got it. Okay. Was this the only property you had, or do you happen to have other properties?
No, we have a bunch of properties.
All Mavis discount tires?
Yes.
Okay. Just because I also work with a friend who also has like 30 or 40 Mavis discount tires. So I don't know if you've ever considered, buying more or trying to sell off a portfolio, but I know this guy's probably similar to you guys.
No, we're small. We're just ex-owners of STS when we sold to Mavis.
Oh, nice.
And I'm familiar with the full Mavis portfolio. It's been presented to me a couple times.
Sure.
And we're just, we're getting up in years, so we're not buying or selling anything at this point.
Got it. Okay. So then, do you have an idea of like a time frame in which you were looking to retire, or like would consider selling the entire portfolio?
No, I've been retired for a while.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
We're just going to hang on. Then it's going to go to the, next generation. So
that's great.
good.
I love it. All right. Well, look, Will, I appreciate your time a lot, and have a good one. No problem.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like we're here to facilitate transactions when they occur, right? We're not here to, if he doesn't want to sell the property, unless unless someone's going to drastically overpay, which no one is doing in this market other than possibly self-storage facilities right now, like public storage and all those types of people looking for self-storage facilities, right? And they're going to overpay on a mom and pop basis. But like people who are looking to buy properties in great location, class A locations, where this is a tire shop, right? So it's like he might have 5 tire shops, right? But it's not going to be some crazy big opportunity, right? Like maybe I can sell the portfolio of tire shops, for a couple mil a piece.
This is a record.
Right. So it's like, okay, I'm not saying we can't do incredibly well. Anyways, Cole, 7, I have like 5 triple net, 5% cap deals. Terrible. I agree. What's going on, Augustin? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Is not available.
But you get my point, right? So it's like, why on planet Earth, right? Why on planet Earth would you like nobody's going to take a person who does not want to sell and then offer them such a stupid number, and especially in this market right now where you got interest rates, decently high, where you're going to make a deal. It's not likely, right? There is the off chances where you speak to a mom and pop owner where you throw $2 million in front of somebody and they're like, oh, wow, I got, maybe I'll consider selling now, when they thought it was only worth $1 million or something like that. What's up, Raphael? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate you so much. Hello, Alan?
Yeah.
Hey, Alan. My name is Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on 11th Avenue in Neptune. How you doing? And he hung up on me. By the way, if you have not checked out Rafael Callazos, I screw up your last name just like people screw up my last name. But if you have not checked out here you go. Check out his YouTube channel. He actually does an amazing job on YouTube. Check out Rafael's content. He's the man. Appreciate you a lot, brother. Check out his content. And this guy just hung up on me. Ready, guys? Ready? I'm going to call this guy back just because I'm in a good mood. He hung up on me, but I'm going to call him back. Here we go. This is just to prove to you that determination is important. Now he might tell me to F off, but this is what it's about. Yeah. Hey, Alan. Sorry, I think I got disconnected from you. Do you have a building in Neptune on 11th Avenue, or am I calling the wrong person?
You've been calling the wrong person, and I said that the first time.
I'm sorry. I think this is the first time I ever called you, but I'll take you off the list. No problem at all. Thanks.
All right.
Bye. Just wanted to clarify, right? Because you never know, right? I always like to try it again. Like, hey, you hung up on me, and it sounded like you might have the right person, and you just don't know. So I gave him a call back. But anyway, so, look, we are here to facilitate transactions when people are open to selling. So just know that, like, when you're doing your calls, just like I am today, if someone's open to selling, right, or open to buying, that's where there's opportunity to make some money, right? As an investor, broker, wholesaler, whatever you are, right? You can make money. However, it's very hard to make money on somebody who doesn't want to sell it.
3, 2, 8,
right?
2.
Which, by the way, I want to be very clear to you. Somebody who's open to selling but wants like 2x the value of the property, just put them on a 12-month campaign or a 1 or 2 or 5-year campaign, which means you're just going to continue following up with them once a year or twice a year for the next couple of years.
I'll take this, Ashley.
Yeah, hi, Ashley. I'm sorry. I was looking for Chris.
This wouldn't be the right price. Looking for Mass One Bank?
No, I have the wrong number. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, dear. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
She was very nice. So it's like, think about it. Like, if they want double the price, right? You got a building, let's say in New Jersey, and market value right now. Hey, Mike.
Thank you for calling Westgate Village.
All right. In New Jersey, let's say market value is around $180 to $200 a square foot. Okay. In some North Jersey locations. Let's say they want $400 a square foot. Okay. I'm probably not going to follow up with them.
Has been forwarded to an audit.
I'm not going to follow up with them in 30 days. Like, it's just absolutely stupid. Yeah, I'm open to selling for $400 a square foot. I'm just not going to follow up with you in the next 30 days because that's just stupid. Sorry, that was annoying. So I'm not going to follow up with you in 30 days. I might follow up with you once a year, right? I'll wait 6, 8, 10, 12 months to follow up with you because maybe you're a little bit more motivated in a year. And if you're not, and you still tell me you want $400 a foot, then I'll just touch base with you once a year until you might be open to selling for a much more reasonable price. Or you flip the conversation and say, would you be open to buying property? Okay. Hey, Peter.
Wrong number.
Sorry about that. Have a great day. By the way, again, if you get a wrong number, delete it so you don't keep calling the same freaking people back. These are all just different lists, so I have to, every time I'm going through them, I got to delete them. But anyways, you get my point here, right? If you're calling up a seller and they want a stupid price, you immediately flip the conversation into a buyer. So if they say $400 a foot or $300, whatever is like, infinitely more than market, which you need to know what your market is, right? Well, I don't care if it's multifamily, industrial, retail.
Morgan speaking. How may I help you?
Hi, Morgan. I was looking for Chris, please.
Chris is not in today. Can I take a message?
Sure. My name is Henry, and I was calling about a building he has on Taylor Avenue, and I just wanted to call him back.
Okay. I will let him know you called. Is there a good number to reach you back on?
Yeah, I'll give you my office line. Office line is 908-216-6532.
Okay, I'll let him know you called.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And just know, yeah, that's it. Right? And I'll drop a bunch of voicemails. By the way, if you are new to the channel, make sure you please like and subscribe. We do this every single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I show you how you can cold call just the same and make some great money in commercial real estate. So, hey, Steven?
All right, leave it open.
Steven?
Hello?
Yeah, Steve, can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay, great. Hey, Steven, my name is...
I'm walking in my car. I think my Bluetooth picked up.
It's okay. It's all good, Steven. My name is Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on Ethel Road in Piscataway. How you doing?
I'm doing good, but I have nothing available there. What are you looking for?
No. So I run a small investment company, and we're looking to move some money for tax purposes, and I was curious if you might consider selling one of your buildings.
No, we're not interested.
Okay. Are you just in the side of buying more stuff? I mean, just curious to get a gauge.
No, we're not buying. We're not selling. We're holding.
Holding. Okay. I hear you loud and clear. And you got 100% occupancy over there?
Yes, I do. And I have 100% occupancy in all my buildings.
Okay, great. I mean, that's quite impressive. That's quite impressive. Well, listen, I appreciate it. I mean, even if you got a stupid, ridiculous number, you wouldn't consider it?
Why don't you text me your information? I do have a building that's about 30,000 square foot industrial building with 2 tenants that I may consider selling that one.
Okay. You want this is your cell phone?
My email address is 33. Got it?
Hold on one second. Let me grab a pen, my friend. 1 second. Go ahead.
33.
Okay, Steve, I'll email you shortly. And again, my name is Henry. Great chatting with you. Thanks. Bye. And again, persistence wins. Okay. It's like, listen, like this is amazing. This is exactly what I talk about, guys. This is exactly what I talk about. This guy answers the phone and goes, I have nothing to sell. Thanks. About to hang up. Okay. I could have hung up. A lot of people would hang up in that situation. Okay. However, I asked another time, hey, do you happen to have any other properties you might consider selling? Right. Besides this one, which he does not want to sell. And he said, no, at first he said no. And then I started, just kind of shooting the shit with him. Right. And he's like, actually, I do have another property I might consider selling. Send me an email. Awesome. Right. I mean, like, who knows what he wants for that building? I mean, hopefully he doesn't want like $300 a foot like we were just talking about. But this is my exact point. Right. So I'm just grabbing his number. Has a 30K square foot building. He is open to selling. Wants an email. Great. So what I'm going to do, which by the way, I know this is a little bit different, but I'm telling you right now, okay, very important. So I have 2 emails. One email is for my brokerage team, right? And then I have one email, another email, which is for my investments, okay? So I have an investment company. Let me just do this real quick, guys, because I want to show you how important this is, okay? So just jump over on the phone quick, right? I jump over to that correct email. And then I'm just going to create a quick email for him, which is great chatting with you, Steve. Let's see here. 1 second, Steve. And I'm going to say my last name in here. Okay. So all I'm going to say in the email is great chatting with you, Steve. And then my full name. All right. Then in the email, I say, Steve, as promised, I wanted to send you a quick email in regards to your thoughts. 1 second. Thoughts of selling a 30K square foot building. Please feel free to send over any information on the building so I can get you the best offer possible. Enjoy the weekend. That's it, guys, right? And then just real quick, let me just throw in his email. Okay. Very easy email. One second, just double checking my spelling and sent. That's it. Okay. That's it, guys, right? And that's it. Done. Next. Let's move on to the next one. What was my last successful deal? I mean, we close like half a dozen deals a month. So, I mean, I just closed on a 6-family this week. Seller called me up a while ago for an old friend of mine. I've been following up with him for, I'm not even kidding you guys. I think I've been following up with this guy for 6 or 7 years since the very beginning of my career. Okay. And he goes, he was open to selling this property 5 or 6 years ago, right? Or whatever it was. And I followed up with him nonstop every year. And he at the very beginning, okay, this is again, 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was. He said he was open to selling for the property for like 600 grand. Okay. So he said 600, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I kept following up with the guy over and over and over and over and over and over and over again over the course of 5 or 6 years.
Your message for 7.
Like no BS. Over 5 or 6 years, I must have called this guy somewhere between 50 and 100 times. Okay. Texted him a bunch. Okay. Went back and forth 100 times. Okay. A lot of time. He even ghosted me, I think, for months. Right. I mean, there were some times where he just ghosted me for like months at a time. He was always open to possibly selling. And then one time I finally got him on the phone and he was like, Henry, I'm ready to sell my property. I'm like, cool. Yeah. I think he actually called me. He's like, Henry, I'm ready to sell my property.
Sorry, I'm not available.
So 6-family property in a decent location. And I was like, okay, or, again, if I can still get you that 600 number that we've been talking about, are you still ready to sell? Would you be prepared to sell for that? And he's like, yeah. So over the course of that, he didn't come up in price, right? So it was basically he wanted $100,000 a door, which is a great price in almost any of these any location in North Jersey, right? So fantastic price. And I basically was like, okay, I can immediately do one of a few things here, right? Because I look at everything with multiple lenses. One lens is I can buy it myself for 600 grand, no commission, and take down the deal myself. Perfectly normal, right? I could do that. Now, the question is, do I want to manage it? Do I want to deal with it? Am I ready to do that? Yeah, hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for Demetrius, please.
Sorry, he's not here right now. This is Mrs. Demetrius. Can I help you?
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of a building on Park Avenue.
Yes.
Yeah, so
we own it together.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. So my name is Henry. I run a small investment company, and I was just calling you about the building because I'm looking to move some money for tax purposes. And I was just curious if you'd be totally against selling the property.
No, but if you want to speak to my husband. I can give you a number where he is.
Sure.
He's at the restaurant right now. He's working.
Okay.
The number is 9.
Yep. Yep. Awesome. Alrighty, I'll give him a call. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. It's like, that's how simple this can be. I mean, look, she said she wasn't totally against it, and we're going to try to, I'm going to add his number here and see if he answers. Not really. I'm looking it up. It's not really a property I want, but what the heck? We'll go for it. So
3, 2.
let me get back to the story. So I can look at it and I'm like, okay, one lens is I buy it, right? Always the first lens is, do I want this property? How good of a deal is it, right? Do I want this property? So I underwrote the property and it's like, okay, well, I think that the highest value that this property can probably ever be worth, because there's 6 1-bedroom apartments, was somewhere between, 150,000 unit, which would be 900 grand, or like as high as something maybe like 170-ish unit.
Forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
So it's the location of this property was not something that I like. I didn't like the area. Okay, personally.
Forwarded to voicemail. The person.
So great deal. Not saying it wasn't a great deal, right? I think the future value of this building could be somewhere between 900 and $1 million pretty comfortably. However, it probably needed something in the vicinity of 150,000 to, somewhere 150K plus in work. And it had a bunch of tenants who were not paying. And it was all 1-bedroom apartments in an area that isn't fantastic, right? However, I mean, like, the numbers are the numbers, right? So, that's what you look at. So I'm like, okay, well, I could do one of a few things. I can either, because I don't want it, right? So I'm not going to buy it, but I know what the future value is, and I know that someone can make some money. However, Hello? Yeah, hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of the building on Industrial Drive in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Henry. I was calling you about the building because I run a small investment company locally, and I'm looking to move some money for tax purposes through a 1031. And I was curious if you might be open to selling the building.
The building's about for sale. The building's about for sale.
Not for sale. Okay. I mean, are you avidly looking for more properties or no?
No, not now.
Okay. No worries. I appreciate your time.
No, thank you.
Yep. Okay. All good. I mean, it's a 57,000 square foot building, and he bought it like 2 years ago. Okay. We're going to keep going. So anyways, in this situation, let's keep getting back to the story. So I was like, all right, I don't want to buy it. However, I do know. Yeah, hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of the building on Route 22 in Greenbrook.
No, that's the wrong number.
Wrong number. Sorry about that. Have a great day.
No problem.
So what I realized, though, is that it's all good. People, I'm cold calling people. It's all good. So, they can be however they want to be. I have no qualms about it. So I was like, okay, someone who's going to buy this property can probably pay, because they're only like, if they have to put in 200K worth of work and a lot of energy and effort at 600, they're going to be into it for 8 and it'll be worth 9 to $1 million.
Please leave your.
Yeah, it's voicemail. So, that being said, you got to think about it like this. I have the ability to do one of a few things, even if it's 150K, right?
The person you were trying to reach has a.
They're not going to pay me if it's worth, let's say, 900 grand at the highest value after you spend $150,000 on renovations. The most I'm going to be able to make, right? If they're at 6 and it's going to be worth 9, but you have to put 150 into it, right? Someone else is only going to pay a difference. Hey, Rob. I'm sorry. I was looking for Robert Long.
Well, which Robert Long about 13 of them?
All right. I might have the wrong number. I'm sorry. So the one thing you want to keep in mind is, like, they're only going to pay me like 50 grand, guys, right? Like, it's not like they're going to pay me the difference, right? Like, it's worth 6. It will be worth 9, but it needs 150 to 200K. So they're only going to maybe pay me $25,000 to $50,000 in spread because they want the remaining part of the equity. Right. So I was like, okay, well, I can do this, right? I have this option. I can lock the building up in a contract at 600,000. Okay. And then wholesale it, assign the deal, right? or double close on the deal for $650, right? That was my first thought that I can do. And I was like, okay, I could definitely do that. However, when you double close, I want to be very clear. You pay somewhere in the vicinity. Hey, Vijay.
Again, press any key.
Okay. You pay somewhere in the vicinity of around 1% minimum of the sales price. Okay. 1% minimum of the sales price in which you're selling or buying it for, right? So it would cost me about $6,000 to $8,000 or so, right? 600 grand. It would cost me $6,000 or so to double close. So that means I would be walking away with.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, Jill.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Jill. My name is Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on South Avenue in Plainfield. How you doing?
I'm good, but the building's been sold.
Building's been sold. Just missed it. Okay, no worries. Thank you so much, Jill. I appreciate it.
Sorry.
No.
Thank
Do you have
you.
any other? Just curious, Jill. Do you happen to have any other properties you might consider selling besides that one?
Not right now.
Okay, got it.
Thank you. I
No.
have your number.
Cool.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, we'll follow up with her in like 6 months. So I was like, all right, if I double close and on a spread of 50,000, right? What's going to happen here is this. I'm going to make around 40 to 45 grand. Okay. And what happens here is that I still have the risk is that I have to get into contract with this person and hope that that person closes.
You've reached Mitch, please.
I have to hope that person closes. So I decided to say, okay, well, if let's just say the highest money I can make is 50, which means I'm really going to make 40 to 45, but I have a little bit more risk. Why don't I just sell it at a 6% commission to somebody at 650, right? So I make, instead of like, think about it like this, right? So 650,000 times 6%, that's 39 grand. So I almost make the same amount of money, but I'll run it through my brokerage and I make 100% of my brokerage, right? Because I cap out in 2 seconds. So I'm able to make almost identical money to double closing on it, but run it through my brokerage with no risk because I don't have to be the one closing on it at all, right? And then I don't have really any cost besides like, I don't know, a $250 tech fee or something like that. So I walk away with nearly what I put in for. So that's why I was like, oh wait, all right, like of these options, like I don't want to buy it.
It's a voicemail.
I don't feel like dealing with this, right? I'll let somebody else deal with it. I'll let somebody else make the profits, but I still think it's a halfway decent deal. So I want to make some money on it. I got the seller to agree to 600. I pitched the deal out at 650. I got a buyer at 650, and we ended up closing recently, right? So I made, whatever, mid to high 30s, right? Or whatever that is, right? 38, 39 grand, whatever it is. So it's like very easy, clean deal. Hey, Danny.
Hello.
Danny, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, Danny, my name is Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on 5th Street in Plainfield. How you doing? You there, Danny? All right. Guess he's not there. Not sure what this is about. Okay. Anyways, so it's like, think about it like this. If you have an opportunity, right? Because, and by the way, the entire reason that I was able to make some money on this property was because we found a very good deal, which means you find a property at substantially below market value. Okay. Because there's a lot of people who have 6 families in the same exact location and they want $900,000, which is the future pro forma value, right? The future value, what the building will be worth.
After the tone.
That will be worth once you put the money into it, right? So it's like, I can't sell, like you're not gonna be able to buy a property at future value. I need to buy it at what it's worth today, right? So we make money as real estate agents, investors, wholesalers, right? Like we make money because we buy properties or find properties in general that are substantially below market value, right? So that we can either sell them to the next person or buy them ourselves, right? So, and there's been several instances.
Hello, we are not available.
There's been several instances where like because like our entire job, okay, is to just basically source off-market direct to seller opportunities where somebody wants to sell their property for a very reasonable, fair price. That's what we look for, right? That's exactly what we look for. And that's how you make a lot of money in this business, right? By the way, we're going to go for another 30 minutes. We're going to go to 11:30 today. We're going to 11:30 sharp. By the way, you can always drop comments in the chat box down below. And if you have not given this a thumbs up yet, please do so. It really helps the algorithm. We're looking to grow the channel. It means the world to us. So I appreciate it a lot. And by the way, if you guys have any deals, right, real quick, if you guys have any deals you guys need support with, you can send us an email at info@henryeisenstein.com, and we'll check out the deal and see how we can best support you, especially if it's in New Jersey, because I have a lot of buyers.
Please leave your message for 213.
But anywhere in the country, we can support you. All right. Okay.
Good morning, Aquasure. Stephanie speaking.
Yeah, hi, Stephanie. I'm sorry. I was looking for Faye Massaro.
Who are you looking for? I'm sorry.
I'm looking for Faye.
You have the wrong number.
Okay. My apologies. Have a great day. And you just move on, right? Because the longer you have somebody on the phone, by the way, they're going to ask you questions. So just hang up, by the way. All right. All right. What do we got going on? What is the most simple deal I've ever done?
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, Vinay.
hello? Yeah, this is Raj.
Yeah. Hi. My name is Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on Main Street in Matawan. How you doing?
Pretty.
So I run a small investment company, and my partners and I are going through a 1031 exchange and need to move some money for tax purposes. And I was curious if it would be at all open to selling the building. Can you hear me, Suraj?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you the principal or you're a broker?
I am a principal. I'm calling you as a principal. I do hold a license, not looking for a thing. I'm as a principal.
Do you have any idea what the pricing?
I mean, I'm very familiar with with Matawan, the Old Bridge, that area. I mean, I grew up in Freehold, so I'm very familiar with the building and the pricing for that type of property. But I mean, do you have an idea of how much you'd want for the building?
I really don't have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a building right now I'm working on, which is actually a very similar type of property. However, it's 14,500 feet, not 5,000 square feet. And we're about to go under contract for 1.8, which brings it to like $140 a foot.
So this one you're talking like 140 times 5,000, right?
And again, I'm not making an offer.
$7,000?
Yeah, or somewhere between like 600,000 and 800,000. I mean, again, I'd have to measure out the whole building. I'm not telling. Maybe I can offer more money, but I'm just curious, like, if that is something that you'd even consider.
Send me a letter or I'll give you an email. Just offer me a letter and let me work on it.
Okay. All right. So you'd prefer that I just send you over a letter of intent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put the price in it.
Yeah, no, of course. I can definitely do that. Hold on one second. What's the best email for you? Yep. Can you just spell that to make sure I have it correctly? Yeah. Okay, great. Great. I got that. Okay. How are they charging you a year to handle that? 2,000? 3,000. Okay. And I mean, how long have you been paying for that? I know that I have a building in Red Bank. Hold on one second. I have a building in Red Bank actually that I've been dealing with environmental issues for a long time, a very long time.
Yeah, I mean they don't want to finish it. But
I know, right? Isn't that weird? Like they don't want to finish the job; they just want to keep charging for it.
yeah, they want to collect money. That's all.
I understand. I wish
there's really nothing left in it. Everything is clean, but still they want to charge.
Yeah, I get it. Well, listen, I will, as you requested, I'm going to send you an email with a letter of intent, and we can try to make something happen.
Okay, do me a favor, okay? Because you got my email address, Suraj.
Yep, yep.
SUREG.
Correct. I have it. Okay.
Put down that there's another one that's 15,000 square foot. It's so much. It's closing for so much, and I want to offer like 600 or 700,000 on this one.
Got it. Put the comparable property in the email.
Yeah, and also put down because of the environmental things and all.
Got it.
So much more, so.
Okay, got
it. Send it to me, and let me talk to my partners. Okay.
You got it. I'll take care of that right away. Okay. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. So what's interesting with this situation here, with any type of environmental issues, okay, which by the way, just give me 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure I have all the information. Okay, cool. So when it comes to this type of deal where they have some environmental issues, you need to be very cautious, okay? Because it either can be a huge issue or it can be absolutely nothing. And from what it sounds like it's actually going to be a pretty big issue because they've been dealing with this for quite some time already, and it's still hanging around. Okay. Which means that they had an environmental issue probably when they bought it or within the last, 5, 10, 20 years. And they're still paying a couple $1,000s a year on it every year. Okay. So it's like, they might want to just get rid of it, right? Like, which is a plus for us and gives us an opportunity. However, we still need to be cautious about where we would need to be on a price point where we're going to take care of this. Right. So, because we have to understand, like, $3,000 a year, it's $3,000 a year. Doesn't sound like a lot of money. However, if you're only making 50 grand a year on the building, $3,000 a year, is 6 or 7 or 8, whatever that it comes to, right? Like that's 6% of the building, right? Of the revenue, right? It's like of the revenue per year is going to be spent on the building, right? Like every year. So you're just going to spend 6 or 7%, just like holding, like it's just like a tax, right? And 3,000 is not it's not like it's like a reoccurring 3K. It could be 2, it could be 10, right? So the point is that he paid 3 most recently. All right, let's go into some of these questions real fast. So Tier, what's going on, my friend? Henry is the GOAT. We appreciate that. We appreciate the comments. Thank you so much, my friend. We appreciate that. Next here we have, I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce it. Was that Chris? Chris says, should I drop out of college to start my career in real estate? I know it's what I want to do, and I think that it's a better use of my time to actually go out and practice instead of go to college for it. So if you are going to college for real estate, okay, to be a real estate agent or to be an investor, to go work in the real estate world, you need to know one thing. Now, I'm not going to tell you not to go to college. That's not what I want you to make a decision about, because it's not about going to college or not. The question is like, because you can go get your license while you're in college, right? Like you can go do that. You could take less credits and take longer time to go get your license. But it's like, you don't need to have a college degree to be a real estate agent, right? Like I don't have a college degree. I dropped out of college twice. I went back after I dropped out because I was like, oh my God, I made a mistake. And then I dropped out again. Anyways, my point is, you do not need to have a license, you do not need to have a college degree in order to get into the world of real estate. You do need a license on the real estate agent side, and then to be an investor, you do not need a license. To call as yourself, right? If you are going to buy property for you, you do not need a license. If you're going to call on behalf of other people buying property, you do need a license. Okay. So keep that in mind. So I'm not saying that I recommend just dropping out of college. However, I do recommend that if you're trying to get a job that has nothing to do with a college degree. Yeah. Hey, Larry.
Hello?
Hey, Larry, can you hear me? Yeah, hi. I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of the building on Route 9 in Freehold. All right. Nobody's home. Anyway, so like in this instance, like if you're trying to get a job that isn't in corporate America, you do not need a college degree. Okay. If you're trying to be anything in real estate for the most part, right? Unless you're trying to work for like Blackstone, which you definitely need a college degree and you need to go to like freaking Harvard or something to even get into Blackstone, huge investment group. Like if you're just going to be a real estate agent, you don't need a college degree. So, would I recommend going to college to be a real estate agent? Probably not. Just as just as some reference. Anyways, we're going to keep going here. What's the main difference between wholesaling, commercial, and residential? What's the main? Great question, Shaw. Appreciate that. So the main thing is in residential, okay? Residential wholesaling. Hey, Michelle.
Please leave your message for.
All right, that was super delayed. Residential wholesaling. No problem, Chris. No problem. I got you. Like you don't need to rely on your college degree, right? It's just not going to change anything in the real estate world. So, again, and you can always go back to college.
Been forwarded to voicemail.
The one thing, actually, really quickly, I do want to mention, Chris, real quick, because I appreciate you a lot. I just want to be super clear. This industry, it took me 5 to 6 years to really start making some serious money, right? It took me 3 years to make my first 100.
I'm excited to tell you about our exclusive deals for today.
And then it took me 3 years from then to make my first $1 million, right? So you need to be very clear that like it's going to take you a lot of time to be successful. And if you're not committed, like you have to be committed. Let me show this one instead. You need to be committed for like a 10-year period of time minimum. Like I'm not going to quit at this for 10 years and I'm going to work my ass off for 10 years. It's not going to take you 10 years, but it could take you 10 years, right? Depending on your work ethic. So just know that like this industry can change your life, but a lot of people have like too short of a time frame. Like you're not going to be rich in 90 days, right? You can guarantee yourself to be rich in 10 years if you do the right activities. So you just need to be cognizant of that. Hey, Carmen.
Hello. Hey, Carmen. No, wrong number.
I'm sorry. I was looking for the property. My name is Henry. I was looking for the building owner of the property on Clinton Road.
Who is this? Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right, wrong
You
number.
looking for Carmen?
Yeah, I might have the wrong number. Anyways, next. All right, let's get back to your question, Shaw, real fast. Just wanted to make sure I ended my point. Because I want to make sure I give him the right direction. So, what is the main difference between wholesale and commercial and residential? Let's start with residential. All right, residential wholesaling. Residential wholesaling, 9 times out of 10, what happens is that you're going to be buying a property or locking up a property at a certain price, which means you're going to lock it up for like 200. It's probably worth 400. You're going to lock it up at 200 and try to sell it for 220, 225, 250. Okay. So that someone can spend 50,000 to renovate it and then sell it for 400 and then maybe walk away with like 30 to 50,000 in profit after the whole thing. Okay. That's residential wholesaling. Okay. Where you're going to make a decent, like a small margin on the build, but it's very common to do an assignment, right? It's very common to do assignments. Yeah. Hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of Spielman Road in Fairfield.
Wrong number.
Sorry about that. Have a great day.
Bye. No problem. Bye.
So you do a lot of assignments, right? Which means that you're not actually going to close on the property and then you assign it to somebody else. Okay. For, again, residential wholesaling is very common to be somewhere between 5,000 and 25,000. That is a very, very common wholesale spread. Okay. In the commercial world, it is much more common
9,
to do
3
things like double closes because it's rare that you're going to be able to get somebody who's going to pay cash for the property, right? Because most of the time you need to be able to pay cash, which is why residential wholesaling is on a lot of smaller price stuff, right? Like residential wholesaling, like the way you can make your spread is because a bank's not going to finance at a wholesale fee. Okay. You need to like most of the time they're not going to, finance, a $50,000 wholesale fee on that. Yeah, Kath, I'm sorry. I have the wrong number. My apologies.
Oh, no.
So that being said, right? Like, so on the residential side,
at the tone,
because I bought a lot of wholesale deals. I bought several wholesale deals that people have brought to me that I bought, right? And I used hard money. However, it's like the money that they need to pay the wholesale fee, right? Like a lot of times it'll have to be hard money, right? You can't get a traditional loan on it. So this is why a lot of the time it's smaller price stuff.
To prove you're not a robocaller, please enter the number 40. Again, please.
1 second.
Thank you. Connecting your call now.
Let's see if we can make it happen. So residential is just a lot of it's much smaller deals. You're targeting $100,000 deals, $200,000 deals that can be sold for 2 or 3 times the amount. Hello, Constantine? Anybody there? All right, I'm just going to next. Right. So you're targeting smaller price properties, right? You're targeting neighborhoods where the properties are selling for something between 300 and 500,000, and you're trying to buy them for 100 or 200 grand. Okay. Substantially below market value. Now that's the wholesaling world. In commercial, you are looking for any size property, 2 million, 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, whatever it is, but it's still substantially below market value. Hey, Michael.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, hey, Mike, my name is Henry. I was calling you about a building you have on Audrey Place in Fairfield. How you doing?
I'm fine, Senator.
Great. So I was reaching out to you because I run a small investment company locally, and we're looking to move some money for tax purposes. And I was just curious if you'd be totally against selling the property.
I don't understand. How come every second day I'm getting calls from different people about my building? What's wrong with my building?
Nothing's wrong with it. Apparently, everybody wants to buy it.
Okay, so just send me an offer by email.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me grab a pen.
Okay.
What's I do not have your email. What's your email? Okay, that's a nice and easy email. So, I'm just curious: have you received an offer at any point in time recently?
Yes, I have a few LOIs. Yes.
Okay,
I'm
but
not selling it now, but I will in the near future.
okay, listen, I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass. I'm just curious. Have you received a few less than 10? What was the highest price you declined? Because I just want to make sure that.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay, I mean that's fine. I just didn't want to waste your time.
Hey,
That's
if
fine.
you're an investor and you know what you're looking for, and,
I will put something in writing and I will send it to you. Just to clarify,
I will call everybody when time comes.
That's fine. That's fine. And just to clarify, the building's 31,000 feet, right? 30,900.
Exactly, yes. On 2 acres of land. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And it has a new roof.
30. Okay, I'm just taking notes right now. Okay, so I will. I'll send you a letter of intent shortly.
Okay, sure.
Alrighty, and then is it fully occupied, by the way, or?
Yeah, please put in the subject email, not in other place. Because I have a lot of junk mail, so I would like to make sure I get it, I review it.
Okay.
And I put in separate folder where all interested people who is interested in building,
Sure.
I keep it in the same folder.
Okay, and then was this the only property? Is this the only property that you're selling?
Yes.
The only one. Okay. Yeah, I'll put an email. I know the subject line. I'll put the property address. And do you occupy the building or is it rented?
Also in the future, I prefer to contact through email, not through phone calls.
That's fine. If you prefer that, no problem. Do you occupy the building or do you rent it out?
Yes. Yes.
Owner occupied. Okay. Got it. Okay. All right, Mike. I appreciate you very much. My name is Henry, and I'll shoot you an email later on today. All right, great. So what we're going to do is that we're going to offer him $100 a square foot. So we're going to offer him $3 million for the building, okay, which is a great price for us. Probably not going to be happy with it, but we're going to see what happens. And he prefers to, okay, and he prefers to have communication via email. Just want to check a box. Cool. Yeah. So, anyways, in the commercial and residential wholesaling have so many similarities. Okay, it's just really like, do you really want to call like a bunch of $200,000 houses and make 5 to 20K? You can do that and make decent money. I mean, I did that for quite some time. Okay. And I made most of the time between 5 and 15K on those types of deals. And then they'd flip it and then I list the property for sale. Right. So I've done that a lot. Right. But then I've realized that okay, well, in the commercial world, I could do 3 deals a month, 4 deals a month, and each deal I can make 50,000 to 250,000 on every deal. And I can do a lot less hard work. Right. And it's just a little bit easier of a process to do that. So that's why I decided to be a little bit more focused on the commercial world. So it's like the main difference is really just the size of the spreads ideally, but like the philosophies are very similar. And the process on the commercial side is typically more common to do double closes than it is to have assignment fees. Because when you have an assignment fee, think about it like this. The assignment fee is on the HUD, people. Okay. So if the seller sees that you're going to try to make a $500,000 assignment fee, okay, and the building's only worth $500,000, or the building's only worth $1.5 million, and you're going to make 500 because you're assigning it for $2 million, right? They're going to be like, what the fuck, right? Like they're going to be freaking out at you, right? So you just got to be conscious that all that stuff matters, right? Anyways, we're going to go on to the next. Today's been a pretty good day. We've got 2 good sellers, or 1 seller that's really, really good. We're gonna make an offer on. We got 3 people we're gonna make an offer today. That's pretty great. So anyway, Shaw, I hope that helps. But there's a lot of similarities. You just got to kind of, the processes are slightly different. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. We appreciate it so very much. If you have not liked and subscribed, please make sure you do so.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. I'm sorry. I was looking for.
Hello?
Hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner of the building on Old Post Road in Edison. How you doing?
Okay.
Great. So I was reaching out to you today because I run a small investment company locally, and I'm looking to move some money for tax purposes. And I was just curious if you'd be at all open to selling the building.
Not interested.
Not interested. Okay. Do you happen to have any other properties you might consider selling?
No?
No, this is the only one.
Yeah, what you interested buying it, or what do you do?
Yes, I would be open. I would really like to make you an offer to buy the building.
Yeah, come out with an offer.
Okay. I mean, do you have a number in mind in which you'd even possibly consider selling it for?
No, that's not up to me.
I
You're the one that's the buyer.
okay. Listen, I don't mind.
I don't know what you want. I don't think that maybe it's a phony call. I don't trust anyone anymore.
I'm sure you get a lot of calls like this all the time. Let me try to be a little bit different than most people. Let me grab your email, and I will send you a letter of intent via email. This way you can take a look at the offer.
I
Okay.
don't have email.
Oh, you want me to mail you something?
Go ahead.
Okay. What is the address that I can address the mail to? You want me just to send it to this address? You don't have to give me anything. That's fine. And again, just to clarify, it was the self-storage facility, correct? Correct. I just want to, again, just to clarify, it's the self-storage facility, correct?
Okay.
Are you gonna can you confirm that, or are you just gonna let me talk in circles?
Confirm what?
I just want to clarify that you're the property owner of the self-storage facility, right? I just don't want to waste your time.
Yeah, I'm the property owner.
Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure. Do you work there? Because I could just stop by and at least shake your hand and say hello.
No, I don't want you to do that.
Okay, got it. So it would be best for me to send you in the mail a offer to purchase the property.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
great.
ahead.
Okay, I can do that.
Bye.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Very interesting. So just keep in mind that she is a perfect candidate. Okay, perfect candidate to call and try to make an offer and try to get a great deal. Okay, older individual. She doesn't have an email she's even willing to give me. Okay, which is fine, right? So wants an LOI sent to her house and would not give me an address. Find tax records and send via mail. Hilarious. I got to print it all out. Okay. We'll do some homework. And this is the self-storage facility. Okay, great. We're going to continue on. All right, guys. We actually have around 5 to 6 more minutes. We're going to wrap up at 11:30 sharp. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, we got a lot of great leads today. You know, I'm pretty damn proud of that. I'm pretty damn proud. I'm gonna clap for myself on that one. Like, we got a lot of very, very good leads today. I love getting great leads for people or for this type of session. Makes me really happy because I love that type of content. So, can we get to 30 views, please? If we can get to 30 live viewers at the same time, it would be breaking a record. So I'd be really excited to get 30 contiguous individuals, right? I don't know how to say that. Hey, no. Well, let's get to 30 people. Let's get to 30. That would be freaking incredible. I'm at 27, at least from what I can see on my screen. 28. Can we hit 30? Can we get to 30? That would be unbelievable. I would love to do that for the first time ever. Listen, guys, I come to you live each and every single Friday to show you that if you can master the art of communication and sales,
Please leave your message for
anybody can make money in commercial real estate. Anybody can make money in commercial real estate. I'm giving you the scripts for free. Go in the description down below. You can download the script. We come to you live every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. and cold call to show you that this is possible for anybody. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to keep going for about another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, by the way, drop it in the chat box down below. This is like a live coaching session. So you can ask me any questions that you like. Here for it. So anyway, super excited to have you guys all tuning in. It means the world to me to have you guys have a call with your team today. Hoping on. All right, great.
Being called has a voicemail box that
Looking forward to it, Shell. Looking forward to it. All right. Cole is asking, how do you prospect for wholesaling residential besides driving around looking for it? Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as prospecting for commercial, right? So you're going to want to prospect certain areas. You can pull lead lists from tax records. You can use Zillow. Hello, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Derek, my name's Henry. I was calling about a building you have on Lexington Avenue in East Brunswick. How you doing?
Not for sale, but thank you.
All right. I mean, do you have anything else you might be at all open to selling? And he hung up. What I'm going to do, just like we always do, is that I'm going to look up the property and see how badly I'd even want to follow up with this guy. Okay, hold on. Let's see how big the property is. Just reset the link, so you might be able to. It needs to make sure that the link that you're clicking on is not the something share link. Okay. Make sure it's like something, it's not the we share thing. It's got to be like a website link, but we'll make sure we check it out. 16,000 square foot industrial building. Sure. We'll follow up with this guy in 12 months and see what he thinks. All right. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. Hi, Jay. My Henry, tell me about a building you have on Stilton Road in Piscataway.
Oh, I'm not aware of any up there.
Okay, got it. I might have the wrong number. I'm sorry. I was looking for a couple commercial property owners. Thank you. Bye. All right, wrong number. No worries. We're gonna keep it going. All right, let's Ben, email me at info@henryeisenstein.com and we'll make sure you get you the right link. Okay. And I'll make sure my team makes an adjustment if they have not yet already. Gerard says, is there any other way to get commercial property data and owners info besides Reonomy and CoStar? I mean, Reonomy and CoStar are the two of my favorites. I'm actually gonna pause the dialer just so I can answer some questions because we're gonna wrap up in a few minutes. So we'll see if anybody answers in the last few calls. But they are probably the best places to get data. Reonomy and CoStar, and listen, by the way, if you're interested, I'm actually finally have a way to get 10% off all for your Reonomy subscription. So if you're paying $400 a month for Reonomy, I now have an affiliate way of making it cheaper for you. We can get you 10% off for Reonomy going forward. So we're gonna get you $40 off of your Reonomy subscription. So anyways, saves you a little bit of money, all for my YouTube subscriber count. So if you guys haven't, if you guys are looking to get Reonomy for a little bit cheaper, 10% discount, it saves you $40 a month. So make sure you email us at info@henryeisenstein.com, but I would definitely recommend either Reonomy or CoStar. Those are the two best places to get the best data. And honestly, it pays. It is so worth it to have the best data. I'd rather you just start with Reonomy, and then you can get anything else. You got it, Gerardo. Do you get random people calling you who want to sell their building? I mean, look, I get referrals, right? If you think about it that way, right? I have a lot of people who call me up saying, like, hey, I got your contact information from John, this person, that person, whoever, right? And they want to sell their property. So like, I get that pretty frequently. However, for friends and family, I'm obviously going to tell them a little bit different of a philosophy because I'm like, hey, listen, given the economy and the market today, your building's really worth around here, right? But I want to be clear. There's like the first thing I'm trying to say is like there is a difference between two things. What your property is worth and what a buyer is willing to pay is actually two separate things in today's market. Okay. When interest rates are very low, right, 2-3%, what your building is worth and what a buyer is willing to pay is identical or very close to the same thing. Okay. That's what we all typically think about. However, what your building is, quote, worth, right? Like if you want to go to the bank, right, versus selling it to an end buyer, right? It depends on what you want to do, right? If you want to refinance it, I can show you how to make the property worth more money to the bank. However, if you want to sell it, right, I can show you how to make it worth more money to an end buyer. However, like you need to be thinking here. It's like how I explain it to somebody who's like a very dear friend of mine versus me trying to buy a building for the cheapest price possible is going to be two different things, right? Just because like I'm obviously not trying to like I have a friend who goes like, hey, I want to sell my 20,000 square foot industrial building. I'm like, okay, if you want to sell it, you need to be very clear with something. A buyer is only going to pay you probably somewhere in the vicinity of an 8 to 10% cap rate based off of today's net operating income. So if the net operating income is only $100,000, they're only going to pay you somewhere between $1 million and $1.2 million. Okay. That's just the facts. Okay. Right now. I mean, like maybe you get somebody to pay you maybe a 7 cap because the price per square foot's really, really good in some areas, right? Like, because the price per square foot's there. But, at the same time, like they need to be very clear, like no one's buying a 4 cap, right? So if it brings in $100,000 net, right, but it's 20,000 square feet, like no one's going to pay $2 million for that, possibly, depending on what the price per square foot are in those areas. So you need to be very clear with somebody to educate them in the process of their property, like how to evaluate their property, depending on who it is, right? I hope that makes sense to you, right? Because, in my game, I'm trying to get the best price possible for my buyers, right? And for myself, right? Like that's what we want. We want the best price possible because it's so much easier to sell good price product. So does anybody else have any last minute questions before we sign off today? I super appreciate you guys tuning in. It means the absolute world to me. We come to you live each and every single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to come back to you live for more commercial real estate cold calling. It doesn't seem like there's any other questions here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys give this a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so already. And I will see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.